Sleepy might be pulling out a charger here, most likely, and might not even be a pencil. Got a lot of different options here, and I think a charger. I don't think anybody's mad about having a charger on Hagglefish, especially.
No, especially not on Hagglefish, but if you see a charger that's not a pencil, it's a surprise to be sure. Unless we see a leader, in that case, yeah, that makes sense. Because I see a lot more leaders on this map nowadays. It is a very oppressive if you have a good leader that is able to watch, obviously, just all the way down mid, but also just those 2 flank routes over to the side, because that tent provides a wonderful sight line. But if we see both very aggressive comps from both VIVD WAVE and Gebrochen, I mean, this map could be over in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, though it's possible. I'm thinking that VIVD WAVE might have some tools for displacing something like an E-leader on Hagglefish. It's going to depend on who has the better teamwork, better timing, and knowing when to push an objective, when to maintain a neutral.
Okay, a double. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm not hallucinating, folks. That is a sloshing machine, a blobber nouveau or deco. I can't remember what it's actually called. A V brush and a paintbrush. I also don't know the sub name for that, but it's one of the alternate kits with the splash wall and bazooka. Already one down on either side right here. VIVD WAVE, what is this comp you have concocted right here? Already they have control of zone and are going to take a quick early lead as one member down on either side. There is a cooler on the side of Gebrochen right now as they push the pencil. VIVD, be happy, just moving up with Shell right here. This Kraken is on the hunt, but does fall back right here to try not to get too aggressive. What am I seeing right now, Rose?
Seeing some extreme off-meta comps, and so far it's been working pretty well for them, but Gebrochen is going to take cap of that zone right now. Burb here on that Stamper, like I was saying before, gonna be doing their best. Obviously not the best painter, but they've been doing a good job of keeping things painted for a little bit while longer. But now they're going to start getting pushed. However, that's just going to sometimes, that's exactly what you want. If you've got the rest of your team ready to go and somebody's fighting you, you'd be like, nope. And of course, just a quick slasheroni over on that Kraken is going to get taken out here. That is the downfall of the Kraken. You do have to wait through a little bit of that time to transform into the Kraken. And that means lead is going to switch over into Gebrochen's favor.
Yeah, that Kraken cancel was very unfortunate. It does stop VIVD WAVE's push right here. Kraken, Killer Whale combo trying to get off. They do neutralize zone, but are not able to take. Shell unable to properly get that jump in with how little time the Kraken came out and were shut down. Jelly able to get another kill off to the side right now. Fighting for control of mid. The Gebrochen do have the people advantage, and they do once again swap zone. Flip, immediate little blob off to the side for Shell here. Does get a pick and once again neutralizes the zone, looking to flip to VIVD WAVE. The pressure I'm seeing from Happy and the Paintbrush right now is wonderful, but that pencil is quick to shut them down.
Yes, a really good pencil. You know, everybody talks about how pencil really important for splat zones because of the paint, but really I think pencil, especially since the adjustments from many months ago, can be a really nice fighter fighting with teams if they're actually very good at nailing those shots, and that's what we've been seeing so far. However, things are still going back and forth. VIVD WAVE is threatening a lead swap. They got it. They're still maintaining this area, and that means Gebrochen's gonna have to have a lot of teamwork and able to be able to get in. They do have Zuka online ready to go. They did lose one. We have a Zuka battle happening, able to take out the enemy Zuka, but they need to get their butts over on that zone and paint it ASAP. We gotta run over there. Booyah's gonna come out and is gonna help cap it. Fortunately, that was looking really dicey for Gebrochen for a while, but everything's totally switched now.
Yeah, that delayed wipeout on the side of Gebrochen. They were able to play patiently and know the timing that Booyah Bomb would need. They got it out at the perfect moment when VIVD WAVE were down 2 members, and they were able to flip zone and secure the delayed wipeout right here. Right now, we're just seeing teams fighting underneath pedestal right here. John, unfortunately, thinks that he's safe from the final bits of that Killer Whale. Gets like sectioned in half right here. Shell able to help secure zone, but they got a large penalty to work down, and that's 2 down right here. Make it, no, that's, Happy was able to get it, but gets popped by the pencil right there. And once again, the zone stays in control of Gebrochen, but Fly right here, able to get a second kill. The Zuka comes out, ready to try to pop the third. Almost, barely misses right there. And unfortunately gets taken down as once again VIVD WAVE takes control of the zone.
I could have sworn that Zuka shot was gonna end up in a splat, but nope, it was just a partial there, not able to finish it. Right now, if you're VIVD WAVE, you want to just play safe, you want to play aggressive, but you don't have to expend resources unnecessarily. It's on Gebrochen to go in, get those really important picks. We have less than a minute to go. VIVD WAVE is going through the penalty points. Those do count down fairly quickly, faster than per second. Astrids, I can't even believe it. This blobber, I swear, you have to be like a mathematician to get these angles right, just like there, and they're about to cap this. The Booyah's coming out, but it's not gonna paint enough. That trigonometry from that blobber, getting those really important picks and pressure in when it was needed to make sure Gebrochen could not come in and paint that zone.
I believe that was actually the sloshing machine right there as the Kraken for the Blob Deco kit or whatever it's called went in the side right there. But you are correct of just the angles. The Zuka shot from downtown and the lovely little fist bump right there. No, that shows how in sync this team was playing. As clearly Gebrochen was not ready for such an off-meta comp. And like, hey, though that combination may seem very dumb on paper, but it clearly just worked in VIVD WAVE's favor right now as they have taken the first game. And like you said, just the geometry that that sloshing machine was able to do, even with that Zuka shot from downtown when they flipped the zone originally. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know, you can make some things on paper that look really strange work if you have the teamwork down. If you have your game sense down. People know where you're picking fights, when to go in, when to join a fight, when to leave a fight. And I think we saw VIVD WAVE do that pretty well.
Very much, very, very much. I wonder how the comp will change as we head into shipshape tower control right here. I'm not saying that comp can't work on this map. It very much can. It's just it made sense for zone because they had a lot of paint. Like I could rationalize that. However, I do not know what they could pull out of their bag of tricks right now that would work on shipshape, but I'm excited to see it.
I can see the paintbrush. I think that paintbrush was getting a decent amount of use. If you can manage your space on a paintbrush, I hate fighting good paintbrushes. So I'm like, especially as a frontliner, I'm like, dang it, I can't get near you. Leave me alone. And then also having a Zuka, being able to attack from even farther away. But you're right. It's gonna be interesting to see if they end up switching here. Okay, all right, we're going with it. I can't wait to see how this ends up working out.
So somehow we have gotten even shorter range right now as Shell trades off the Blobber for the Tri-Slosh right now. A sharking Tri-Slosh for that matter with that Ninja Squid right now. Both teams are just going to fight for mid right now. Happy maybe getting a bit more pressure than they would like. 2 down already on the side of VIVD WAVE. Happy trying to make it even right now. It's 3. Now it's just a one-on-one, but Astrid is able to just get on tower and just try to play do-si-do with his pencil as the rest of the team jumps in, and they make it to the first checkpoint right here almost completely unbothered.
They do, and that's not necessarily a lot of points, but what was important was that they were able to get their teammates in really quickly. However, they're all going to go down in a wipeout here. Now Gebrochen wie and Rochen gets to do the same thing so long as they're able to hold forward, especially on this left forward space here along these grades. You've seen Natello do a really good job holding this down, dancing around those specials, coming their way one after another as you're seeing. And they could get a pick right here. They're in a pretty good spot to do so. 2 down on VIVD WAVE, which means Gebrochen is still pushing forward. They're already pushing 30 points remaining.
They are. Finally, that Booyah Bomb from right here gets used. They are once again just trying to get anybody away from the checkpoint, but unfortunately the rest of their team does go down right here, and it's just the Pencil who is forced to retreat. Astrid now coming in, trying to secure right side with the help of Happy. They do manage to force the final member of Gebrochen out of there, but they need to retake control of mid right now. There's a lot of pain on the ground. They are very good at retaking control of mid right here, as right now they're just playing for picks as the tower slowly makes its way up. They got a lot of ground to cover, and unlike Gebrochen wie and Rochen, who was just able to sit on great right here with the S-Blast, this Zuka will be able to do a similar thing, but once that's out, they do not have the manpower in order to keep that side held, especially when Jelly right here is able to pick off Happy and goes for the double on the tower and manages to get it, though Vivid is able to make it through the checkpoint.
Yeah, but making it through that checkpoint, especially when you're getting in some stragglers jumping in, when it is a risky jump to be taking at this point. They did clear that first checkpoint, which is going to be good for future pushes that they definitely want to keep going. But man, like definitely losing steam here. Gebrochen's managing their specials well, especially in this game. I think compared to the previous game. They're managing to dodge Shell's Inkjet so far. Jelly managing to stay alive. This is just going back and forth at this point, but if you're Gebrochen, you can do that really well. Now, this is what we want to see from Vivid Wave. We saw this in the previous game. Now they're starting to take these fights together. With their comp, it's definitely, without that blobber, they have a lot less paint to work with. So going at a paint negative, they really want to be getting these picks in.
Yeah, right now, but unfortunately, two members down on either side right now. Shell trying to force Jelly away from taking this mid-angle, which is a very good way for Gebrochen to get back out into mid. Unfortunately, the rest of their offensive might is gone, and they do have to jump back to right side over here where Happy is waiting, just trying to see where the rest of the team is in chase after, but unfortunately gets splatted right there. That's 3 down on the side of Vivid Wave. Jelly sees this as an opportune time to take tower, and they would be correct right now. However, we have a sharking bucket just waiting there. Unfortunately misses and gets splatted right there. No, it was the wrong bucket. It was the machine. That's not the slot. That's not the very quick sharker that I was expecting. It was a very slow shark, and it got chomped back by Jelly.
Jelly does chomp back. Jelly's been doing a very good job this game of getting a lot of paint on the ground for their team to make sure that the other members of their team, especially Burb on that Stamper, and also that S-Blast, have the space to move around. There are definitely these two weapons that want some mobility afforded through paint, so they also can really force a lot of sharks and whatnot. They've been doing this well. They are pushing towards this final checkpoint. Once that final checkpoint gets cleared, it's almost a GG, but Vivid Wave coming in now, Happy, doing brushy things, pushing in forward. They're able to force out Gebrochen. They have less than 30 seconds to push it forward. They're starting to get paint down, and it's anybody's game here. If they can get these picks, they can secure the space, get the specials up, make sure Gebrochen can't push them too hard. They could force an overtime.
Both specials on the side of Vivid Wave being used right here as we get to the final 10 seconds. Unfortunately, that jet gets picked off by the pin. Sleepy trying to wait out the Zuka, but unfortunately, Happy runs right in like a mad lion and is able to pick him off, but gets immediately counter Zuka right here. It's 2 down on either side as they get the main tower carrier with a beautiful place shot by Jelly. And with that wipeout, Gebrochen will tie up the score, making it 1-1. We are going to game 3 in our second set here, folks.
Oh, that was a neck and neck game, especially towards the end. I loved what I saw of Vivid Wave going in, pushing forward, using resources. But man, that Zuka onto the tower and a bomb, and that's gonna spell GG's for that.
Wonderful, wonderful few kills by Jelly at the end there. Jelly bites back. As I said, they're tired of being in the sandwich. They're gonna put you in it instead. Yeah, and they're gonna have it as we head over to Humpback, Hump Track, Rainmaker. I love this map mode so much, and that's an opinion that I will gladly have alone if need be, but I like it, and we're gonna get to see it today.
Don't worry, I'm here with you. The two of us will be here together. And if anybody starts booing in chat, just be like, why are you booing? I'm right.
We get to hit a sick kick flip here. You guys are just not having fun, all right? We are gonna have a fun time, especially since we get to watch. It's gonna be great. You know, considering how little of a comp change we saw on the side of VIVD WAVE last set, I don't know what they're gonna do this time, because honestly, the Blob could be wonderful right here, or either kit, because Rain is very oppressive on this map with how tight it can be once you get past the first checkpoint. And Kraken is also very, very useful in Rainmaker, especially on this map. On the side of Gebrochen, I mean, they stuck with a very similar comp that's like very all around and can definitely work here. That blaster will be wonderful at poking around the very oddly shaped corners of Humpback, and that'll definitely allow them to get some picks. So honestly, I think it could be either one's game right now.
It could. I think Humpback definitely affords some space for strange comps. And I not to say that VIVD WAVE's totally gonna win it. I think you can go either way. Over on the side of Gebrochen, though, I'm just like, hey, Jelly, I know you've been going wild on the V-shot with the Zuka, but I know you play the Dapples. And I think it would be so fun to see. I know Zuka goes nuts on this map too, but for me, it would be pretty cool.
Just for a little Rose of Battle, let's see if
No!
right here. No, we don't. But we see a shot. A shot or a shooter. I didn't think it was possible from VIVD WAVE right here. The exact same comp on the side of Gebrochen. They do get early pop right here, as right now both sides are playing for picks. Early pick for VIVD WAVE. They're moving in right now, able to get the pencil. That is very huge right now. Shell unfortunately leaves. Jelly able to shoot him quickly in the back and then jump out. But with these strikes on the Rainmaker, they will quickly be able to pop it and try to get checkpoint right here. It does seem like they're waiting for a second and unfortunately go down. Astrid trying to Zuka them out, but gets counter Zuka right there and goes down. 3 down for VIVD WAVE. They did a wonderful job of halting VIVD WAVE's offensive might right there. That could have been a very early checkpoint.
It could have, but Flynn, like we really were. I don't think taking the best eye on that Rainmaker, making sure that it didn't get cheekily grabbed. It did not get dunked there, but now they're still forcing it forward. They're managing to pop that. They get their quick dunk in now. Clearing that first checkpoint is the name of the game here, but they've still got space in front, so they're moving. Astrid swimming through, dodging Zukas. There's one Zuka left, able to get that pick on Astrid. That is going to end things here for now, while Gebrochen starts trying to get forward in, but it looks like VIVD WAVE is still doing a good job on this paintbrush, holding things down. They get more points. Can you believe it, Jack? Down to 9.
And when in doubt, send that Rainmaker, especially on that map. They got it all the way down to 9 points. Fly, trying to get that push moving again, like it never stopped. And I guess it still hasn't, because they keep throwing their bodies in it. They made it to the checkpoint and they win the game! Ah!
Silly comp!
Silly comp for the win right there, as VIVD WAVE takes a decisive 2-1 against Gebrochen wie and Rochen. That was lovely to see right there. I wonder if we'll see a fist bump, a very well-earned fist bump for the weirdest comp I have ever seen in Low Ink, but I am not mad at all, for that was some wonderful, wonderful games. A shell of a time, if you will, ladies, gentlemen, and squids of all genders.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think really when Gebrochen first stopped that Rainmaker from being dunked, which was pivotal for the moment, but unfortunately they should have then started moving it away from that area. They sort of left it, and I believe they still had one player there just keeping an eye on it, but it's still, then that player from VIVD WAVE was able to stall it right there, pick it up, and the rest of VIVD WAVE is then moving in, taking space. So it was just, VIVD WAVE did not let up on the gas.
Not at all. And you know, the two wonderful tactics that, you know, shouldn't work but do more than you would expect of forget everything else, just send it and then keep throwing your bodies onto this super jump point until we somehow win the scramble.
It works.
It works.
It works.
It works more than you think.
You know,
it works in tower control. It works in
classic.
Rainmaker. It works in
Classic comeback
Rainmaker.
Rainmaker.
Yeah, classic. Been there since Splatoon 2.